A very warm welcome to Education. This is going to be a series of video lectures on anatomy and physiology. This topic is at the utmost important from the practice point of view as well as from the examination point of view in various courses like BSc Nursing, GNM and other medical related courses. So here we begin. Anatomy is the science of body structures and the relationships among them. If we look at the word anatomy, anatomy can be split up into two parts. Ana, which means up, while tomy, which describes the process of cutting. If you ask your father or grandfather, they might tell you something about dissection, which was a practical examination conducted in earlier times of the schools, where they were supposed to cut the frog with a sharp knife and look into the internal structures of a frog. Dissection is a very small example of anatomy which I can present you here. Physiology as anatomy can be split up into two words which describes the nature and its study. So basically it is the science of body functions and how the body parts work. Now let's discuss about two people who have ties with the history of modern anatomy and physiology. The first one we have is Andreas Vesalius. He was born in the year 1514 and was a Belgian physicist, but he became the father of modern anatomy and he was known for his work in the beginning of modern medicine. The second person which we have is Claude Bernard, who was a French physiologist and considered as the father of modern experimental physiology. His works studied the physiology of digestion, the role of pancreas glands, gastric juices, and intestine. He also studied the internal structure, metabolism, and understanding of glycogens in the liver. He was also responsible for the breakthrough in the understandings of principles of organic life and homeostasis. Apart from this, Claude Bernard was also famous for representing the work of blood circulation in the human body. Now let us talk about subspecialties of anatomy and physiology. So subspecialties of anatomy, the first one we have is embryology. The first 8 weeks of development following the fertilization of egg in humans. This is the period when a fertilized egg is present in the womb of a woman. The second one is the developmental biology, where we will be studying about the complete development of an individual from the fertilization of an egg to its death. The third one is the cell biology and histology. These two are quite complementary to each other. Cellulology refers to the cellular structure and its functions, while histology to microscopic structure of tissues. Surface anatomy. Surface anatomy surface markings of the body to understand internal anatomy through the visualization and palpation. Gross anatomy. Structures that can be examined without using a microscope. Systemic anatomy. Structure of the specific systems of the body such as nervous system or respiratory system. Regional anatomy. Specific regions of the body such as the head or the chest. Radiographic anatomy describes the body structures that can be visualized with X-rays. Pathological anatomy. Structural changes from gross to microscopic associated with the disease. Now moving on to the subspecialties of physiology. Neurophysiology. Neurophysiology is a study where we will study about the properties of nervous cells, nervous system and its functions. Endocrinology. Endocrinology is the study of hormones and the chemical secretion or the regulation in the body and how they control the body functions. Cardiovascular physiology, as you might have guessed it, cardio, which is heart related, the functions of the blood vessels and how the blood is being pumped. That's what we study in cardiovascular physiology. Immunology. Immunology is how the body defends against disease causing agents. The function of this is studied in immunology. Respiratory physiology, where we study the functions of the air passageways and lungs. Renal physiology. functions of the kidneys, exercise physiology, changes in cell and organic function as a result of muscular activity, pathophysiology, functional changes associated with the disease and aging. So this was the terminology jargon of subspecialties of anatomy and physiology, which was pretty boring. Even I can agree to that. But you do not need to remember it by heart. These are the terminologies with which you should start making yourself familiar, because these are the terms which we will be using in the upcoming lectures and video series. It's better to know them. You have to understand them, but you do not need to memorize it right now. Now let's move on to the interesting part and the last slide of this lecture, where we will be discussing the structural levels of a living organism or a human body. So to understand this, let's take an example. Like you know that letters like A, B, C, D, they form together a word, and several words are combined to form a sentence, and then several sentences are combined to form a paragraph, and then a paragraph makes a chapter, and so on. The process continues. Similarly, if you draw this analogy to our human body, we can see at the chemical level, at the chemical level you can see the atoms C, H, O, N and P. These are the essential elements which denote carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and phosphorus. When these atoms are combined, they form the molecular structure, which is DNA, and example glucose example. Then we have these molecules are certain different types of molecules are combined to form the smooth muscle cells of a cellular cell in the second level, and at the third level different types of cells are combined to form a different tissue, and these different tissues when combined form an organ. For example, liver, pancreas, heart. And when these different organs are combined with each other, they form a working system. For example, digestive system, cardiovascular system, respiratory system. And when several systems are combined together with each other, they form an organism, or let's say a human body. This is the process which is similar to almost all the living organisms. Thanks for watching till the end. If you have liked our content, please hit the like button and share this video with your friends, classmates, teachers and in your community. It will mean a lot to us. And if you have any doubts, please write it in the comment section. We would be more than happy to answer and clear all of your doubts. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.